new mindset, new momentum. Let's get unbreakable. Hey, this is Coach Bose coming from Relationship Avenues with the Unbreakable podcast. And it is December the 1st. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend, week, uh, good family time, good food, and opportunity to reflect on being grateful. And with that being said, it is December, the beginning of a new month. And the reason why December is important for several reasons, but it really, the month before a new year, really sets the tone on how successful you will be that upcoming year. So it'll be 2026. So you don't wait until January the 1st to start working on goals. You don't wait until January the 1st or the first week in January and put together your goals. That's when everybody else does that. When you become unbreakable, you do things to prepare like other people don't do. And when it comes down to January the 1st, you're already in the new year. So just like a game, just like a golf tournament, just like a relationship, just like in business, the one thing that you want to do is prepare before you get into it so that when you get into it, you're ready to go. That's what makes December really important. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of coaching points that should be able to help you. It is some coaching points that I do as well. And coaching point number one: review 2025 with ruthless honesty. Look, one of the first things is you really can't make any improvements if you're not brutally honest and you are deceiving yourself. It is really hard to be successful in relationships when you're always pointing the finger at the other person. It's really hard to be successful on your job when you always getting into conflicts with other people. It's really hard to be successful when you haven't located what it is that you need to do in order to be able to navigate and operate in those waters and be successful without it letting those situations get you get you really upset about situations. And so the idea is that you can build a stronger 2026 if you refuse. I mean, you just can't build a stronger 2026 if you refuse to just not be truthful about 2025. So here's a couple of things that I did and a couple of things that I didn't do that I need to do better coming 2026. So, and when it came down to marketing, I started a podcast. I started two podcasts, and the goal was to do them faithfully every day to learn the platform. And I was able to do that and getting great feedback, helping people out. So that's really a beautiful thing. The one thing that I didn't do was I didn't practice in the system enough. And my number one pet peeve is you don't practice until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong. So if I was truthful, I didn't really study as much as I should in order to be able to have another level of a podcast. But guess what? This month in December, that's one of the things that I'm gonna do. And I've also audit my wins. What wins did you have for 2025? What sort of things did you do well? What sort of things should you repeat? This is what you map out in December so that when you come out January the 1st, you already ready to go. Study your misses. Where did you lack focus at? Where did you lack discipline? What about the structure that you got or didn't get? What did that cost you by not having things in place? How much more money could you have made? How much more successful could your relationships have been had you prepared for them in advance and you knew what to look for? Look for some patterns in sports, in football, basketball. They're called tendencies. So you kind of look and track and follow what patterns that you did that made you stronger, and what habits that you need to eliminate that held you back. Because one thing is for sure, clarity creates confidence. Don't plan your future blindly. Most people will be talking about, well, I'm gonna go to the gym. That's one of the probably the most popular ones. I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna drink more water. I'm gonna not eat so much sweets. And it not even the first week, then it fell off. Or some of those they get to 2 weeks and then they fall off. But it really gets hard when it gets to week three and week four because you're planning and you making adjustments. That's why in December it's super important to work on it now so that you already are out the gate full steam come January the 1st of 2026. And so those sort of things is super important to focus on it. And coaching point number two, you have to set your systems before you set your goals. Goals without any type of a system, they're just wishes. You don't have a system in place in order to plan that. Now, that was an area that I need to continue to work on. I have effectively partnered with some people that has really helped me to put some systems in place for me. When you have a system in place, it can create predictable progress. For example, this year I started my CRM, which is your customer relationship management system. This was the first year, this last 6 months, that I actually had a CRM in place. I'm able to track some things. I'm able to get some emails out in a timely manner and not all by hand. I'm able to get them on an automated timer to get those things out in place. I've actually started doing more training online. And the system is connected to the training platform. And so that particular piece was a system that has helped eliminate some time doing things by hand. And I'm able to actually predict numbers and then reverse engineer and work those things backwards. And that's just an example of a system. And a lot of times we want to jump in, make money, without the system. And you can do that. You still can make money if you jump right in on Ideal. There's some great, wonderful AI trainings out there. They say, you can make money in 30 days, and you can make money in 30 days, but you won't be able to sustain it if you don't have a system in place. You'll get that first initial rush, and then things will begin to dwindle away because you don't have something that can automate and run things for you. And decide what's your non-negotiables. Your health, yeah, work, relationships, learning, finance. What are some of your non-negotiables coming up for 2026? uh Create weekly rhythms. Well, what is that going to look like? So I do know on Mondays, my wife and I, we have more money Mondays, and we always take a look at our finances. We take a look at things we want to accomplish, and we do that every Monday, and that really helps us to keep things energetic and keep track of how our momentum is going and what finding out where things are bottlenecked and plugged up. And so those things are really, really helpful. And then build accountability. Who's going to check on you? What tools do you need to support? What sort of trainings do you need to get plugged into? What type of coaching do you need to get plugged into? In this last quarter, I probably I got my AI certification. There's some other things that's happening this month. I'll be able to share them after they've happened. I kind of got a confidentiality thing that I can't really share until after the events and situations happen. And I'm looking forward to sharing those things. But those are different tools that you have in place to help support you going forward. And so, you want to go ahead and put them things in there, and just remember the systems that you build in December, they become the strength you walk in January. And so don't wait until January to build, start building in December. And coaching point number 3, prepare your mind for the next level, you. And what does that look like? And 2026 requires a version of you that doesn't even exist yet. And so December is where you start building that next level version of yourself. Uh Upgrade your mentals. What beliefs do you need to retire? What beliefs do you need to adapt? This year coming up will be 2026 will be super important when it comes down to the type of relationships that you put in place, and relationships with your money, relationships with your partnerships, relationships in your personal area. All of those things is going to determine how far and how well you grow. There's just some beliefs that people need to get rid of. You know, you don't know how to work together as a team, then learn how to work together as a team. It's not about the other person. It's really about how you navigate with the other person. Take control of yourself. Stop pointing the finger at the other person. You need to work on stuff. You need to work on your own attitude. You need to work on not being such a hothead. You need to figure out why you so impatient with things. You need to figure out why you overthink things, why you so rigid about things. You need to stop chasing every shiny object and focus on some things and completing some things. We all have things that we need to work on, and there are just habits that we need to just divorce and retire, and there's new habits that we need to adopt, and identify 3 of growth priorities. So this week, when you come up and you taking a look at your skill set, what areas do you want to grow in when it comes down to skills? So the one skill set that I chose that I'm going to continue to grow in is I will be using AI to automate and to expand my team. So that's one skill set that I started already this quarter working on. Relationships, I am going to pursue even harder with a plan that I will be doing networking, that I will attend at least 2 networking events every month. No matter what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna search those next level partnerships, those next level relationships, and I'm gonna continue to do that. And then develop your inner circle. And so my inner circle, I got some great brothers and sisters in my life, and they all have the same mindset. They all love to learn. They're all developing their skills. And so I'm going to want to continue to get closer in those particular dynamics. And then preload your momentum. So start January the 2nd. your habits now. In 2026, start those habits now, not when January comes. Start practicing those habits so you already have momentum and you're not in the, I don't know what to call it. You're not in the momentum of everybody else that started on January the 1st. You're at a different level of momentum because you started in December. And don't wait for January to come before you become who you really need to be. Do that now. Do that in December. And that's what we're gonna focus on this week, on this Monday. Hope everybody again had a really good, happy weekend. And just remember this: it's what you do before and after the storm that determines whether you become unbreakable or whether you stay broken. Hey, y'all, that's my time. I'm Coach Bose. Y'all take care, and I will see you guys